first listed my first STR, I actually had this sinking fear of what if nobody books? You're putting so much time and effort and money into this first unit, and you have no idea how your business is going to go, and you just can't help but think, am I even going to get bookings? Like, I'm on the hook for this rent. And then even worse, I thought I was going to have to beg friends or family to book with me and leave reviews just to get my listing going. So if that's kind of how you're feeling right now, I have good news for you. You don't need to beg anybody. There are smarter and faster ways to land your first booking. And today I'm going to be giving you the exact tips and tricks that I used to ease my anxiety. Step one is that you need to optimize your listing like a pro. Your listing has to pop. Most beginners kind of upload, quick photos and this half-baked description and think that that's going to drive in your bookings. I mean, the realistic news is that that's not actually going to cut it. So here's what I did. So for your photos, you want natural light. You want to shoot from the corners, you want to open up the space, and you want to include all wide shots of the rooms. If you can afford a photographer, just get one. They know what they're doing, and it's going to end up saving you a lot of time. But if you can't, use that trick. You also need to be adding detail shots. So you need to take photos of your coffee setup. You need to take photos of a cozy chair, what your bedding looks like, a clean vanity, like some little decor pieces, some inside your cabinets too. Those are really good shots because guests want to imagine themselves there. Your headline when you're actually listing your unit shouldn't just be cozy 1-bedroom downtown. It should be modern 1-bedroom, walk to restaurants plus free parking. So for example, in one of my units, I have a private elevator. That's definitely going up there. I want people to know that I have this extremely convenient elevator that'll take you right up to the unit. It also puts me in the more luxury category of Airbnb listings. You want to lead with benefits, not just facts. So you want your description to highlight comfort, convenience, and cleanliness. So you don't just want to say, fast Wi-Fi, spotless bed, spotless bathroom, free parking, perfect for work or play, right? It's a good description, but you need to really describe how are they going to feel. Step into your luxurious Egyptian cotton sheets and I would always put the speed of the Wi-Fi in there too. Guests love it when you put the speed of the Wi-Fi, especially for working professionals that are trying to book your Airbnb. I would also take a soak in your spa-like bathtub or, your soaker tub or whatever. Just really describe what the guest is going to be getting as benefits when they book with you. Step two is that you're going to price for momentum, not for profit. So your first 3 bookings are actually worth more than the profit that you're going to get from it because these listings are your launch pad. So when I first started, I actually priced all of my listings 20% cheaper than the rest of my competitors in the area. And why did I do that? Because the guests who are looking to book with me are taking a risk on my unit, considering that I'm so new to the platform and I have 0 reviews. So that discount is their incentive. That's why you really want to describe what benefits the guest is going to be receiving. You want your title to really draw them into your listing, and you want clear, accurate photos of your unit. And then once you land about 3 or 4 5-star reviews, you want to raise your rate back up. Think of it as a short-term sacrifice for long-term gain. Step 3 is to turn on your instant book. Many new hosts turn it off to feel in control. It just means that the guest is going to have to go through an extra step of talking to you before they get to book. So this is good if you feel the need to extra screen, just ensure that the person who is coming into your unit, maybe you get a chance to talk to them and see why they're visiting, what they're all about. I would just recommend in the beginning to turn the instant book on because you can then still vet your guests through guest communication. And guests also hate waiting, right? So if you have your instant book off and they have to wait to speak to you, they now have an incentive to go look at somebody else's property that might have that instant book and just book right away with them. Turning it on also boosted my search results and landed me my first booking within 48 hours. Step 4 is writing a welcome message that wins reviews. So once somebody books, your job is not done. You need to deliver a 5-star experience right from the start. So right when the guest books with you, you're gonna have an automated message that thanks them for booking with you. And then initially when they book with me, I have that first thank you for booking with me message just to let them know that they will be receiving their check-in instructions 24 hours prior to their arrival. Also, if they have any other questions or whatever it may be, you can respond as needed, but that's gonna be an automated message that gets sent as soon as they book with you. Then, to continue your 5-star experience, you are going to have another automated message that gets sent out 24 hours prior to their arrival. My check-in message sounds a little bit like this. I say, hi, guest name, thank you so much for booking with me. Here, your check-in is 24 hours away. You want to remind them of the timeline. And then you're gonna say, here is your smart lock code to get into the unit. Also remind them that the smart lock code is not active until the day of their check-in. You don't want people to try to get into your unit beforehand. That's weird. I wanna remind them that I have super fast Wi-Fi, so I'm gonna put, my Wi-Fi speed in the message as well. I wanna remind them that they have a fully stocked kitchen and just kind of putting in those benefits in there. Then to end the message, I'm just going to throw in, if you need anything, I'm just a message away. I'm looking forward to hosting you. So it builds trust, it sets expectations, and it makes your guests feel cared for. It also lets them know that you are there for anything that they might need. It's just a nice thing to touch on them every so often in their reservation, especially right after they book and 24 hours before they check in. Your step 5 is going to be to deliver the experience. So you need to make their stay unforgettable without spending hundreds of dollars. So here's what I did, especially for my first couple of units. My first couple of units, I left a handwritten note for each one of my guests, and I said, welcome to your home away from home, enjoy your stay. And then I also added a little snack basket and a bottle of wine. And I also left 2 glasses out on the bed in the bedroom. Those small touches are going to equal very memorable stays as well as glowing reviews. So this is a little story of my very first booking. I listed my property, I think it was on a Wednesday. I optimized my photos, I had a solid description, I priced 20% lower than my competitors in the area, and I turned on my instant book. By Friday night, my phone buzzed that I had a booking confirmation, so I was so excited. And it was a young couple visiting for a wedding in town. These guests were absolutely fantastic, and they left me a 5-star review at the end of their stay. And that one review already put me on the map because, again, people love reviews. They trust reviews. 2 days later, I had my second booking, and within 2 weeks of starting my business, I had multiple 5-star reviews. And at that point, I had completely raised my nightly rate. So the bigger lesson, the bigger picture, the bigger lesson here is that you do not need to fake bookings from friends or family. You need to optimize your listing, you need to price for momentum, and you need to turn on that instant book. Your focus is to deliver an amazing experience for your guests. If you do all of those things, you'll get real guests, real experiences, and real reviews fast. If you're stressing about your first couple of bookings, relax. You got this. The ball is going to get rolling. Just don't overthink and don't overcomplicate everything. Stick to your systems. And if you follow all of these steps, your first booking is way closer than you think. So when that first couple of notifications hits your phone that you actually got a booking, I promise you that it's going to be the best feeling in the world.